Sabers, and welcome to this week's special episode of the Saber Roar. I'm Val.
And I'm Jack. Today we'll be emphasizing the importance of kindness to kick off our FHS Kindness Week.
The week will be filled with different activities and ways in which all students and staff can participate to promote kindness all throughout the school. We'll share with you a calendar of events at the end of the show.
Showing a simple act of kindness or giving someone a compliment can drastically improve somebody's day. We had the Saber Roar students film their acts of kindness towards others.
So for Kindness Week, I'm thankful for everything that you do in our FHS marching band and all the commitment that you put towards it. And in our Spanish class, I'm really excited to be your partner, and I really appreciate how much help that you give, not just me, but our whole group.
I'm really glad that you're scary and that you make people feel their
This is my Spanish class, and thank you for making every class fun.
Thank you. That means a lot. I'm actually really thankful for you being in my Spanish class because you helped me in my Spanish even though I really don't know it because I don't know how I got into Spanish too at all.
You look really pretty all the time and you have the best fashion sense ever.
Thank you. That's good.
Thanks for showing such great leadership in the Saber store. Casey, you have a great personality.
Thank you.
Hey Hallie, thanks for bringing your positive attitude into school.
You're welcome.
Nathan, I wanted to tell you that you're a really cool guy, and I appreciate you, and you're very smart, and you're a great person. Okay?
Hello, miss. You are a very good friend, and you are so beautiful, and I love having you in my life.
Aw, that was really nice.
And I hate coming to school, but when I come to this class and I see you, it just makes me like okay with going to class. So yeah, I guess thank you for being here.
Hey Josh, I really appreciate your Dat Boy shirt. I appreciate you. Thanks, buddy.
If you got a compliment, give a compliment. Pass it on. We want to challenge you to record your own compliments or random acts of kindness and share it with the Saber Roar.
It doesn't have to be fancy. You can film it on your phone. We'd prefer that you record it horizontally, though.
We'll share some of them on the future Saber Roar.
Over the years, the Franklin community has been enriched with more diverse cultures. Multicultural Club is a place to celebrate and learn about them.
Multicultural Club is a place where students convene and learn about people from different backgrounds. Students come together to share presentations, eat food, learn dances, and more about what the culture is about.
I feel like it's a good bonding experience for everyone, and it's good exposure to get to know new cultures and to talk to people that you don't normally talk to.
New this year, the club is working on expanding their knowledge to the community by doing different service projects. The club hopes to break down walls between cultures, making FHS a more informed, inclusive, and kind place.
Be sure to stop by room B200 on the first and third Wednesday of the month to join.
As you may have noticed, Val and I are wearing blue Be Kind buttons.
On the first Wednesday of every month, Franklin holds Blue Shirt Day, a day organized to stand up to bullying.
On Blue Shirt Day, we all try to wear blue, which say, be kind. We also will do announcements today. Students are going to help out by saying words or phrases that talk about what blue means to them.
Blue means inclusion. Blue stands for freedom.
In the lunchroom, we had a couple of tables where anybody from the lunchroom could come up and write simply a word or two to express what blue means to them.
This Wednesday, remember to wear blue to unite and join the fight against bullying.
To be an inclusive community, having a knowledge of sign language is an important skill, which is why we're proudly welcoming a brand new club.
Here at FHS, there are many opportunities to get involved, and the American Sign Language Club, also known as ASL, is one of many. The founder, Osama Salih, felt the need to start this club in order to welcome new students with hearing impairments.
My name is Osama Salih. I am the president and the founder of the American Sign Language Club.
Members start off by learning the alphabet and the days of the week. Like any other language, they will then progress to learning a more complex vocabulary.
The younger a student is, the quicker they pick it up.
They meet on the first Monday of every month in Mrs. Luddig's room and welcome new students who want to learn.
We welcome all.
If you're interested, be sure to stop in for the next ASL Club meeting.
It's awesome that we have clubs that help us learn about other languages and cultures.
I agree.
FHS teachers were once high school students too. They've been there and done that, and now they're sharing their stories about being bullied, feeling different, witnessing bullying, and how acts of kindness have helped them grow.
When I was in kindergarten, up till that point, I led a very sheltered life. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so I was at home with her all the time. So I really hadn't experienced like a big group setting or being around a lot of other kids. Growing up, my family's religion, we dressed a little differently, so we had to wear long dresses and have long hair, and so it just stuck out a little bit to begin with. And then my first day at kindergarten, I'll never forget, I had this dress on, my hair all combed, and my mom walked me down to the bus stop, and I got on the bus, and all these new faces, and we were a K-12 bus, so it was kindergartners all the way through seniors on this bus. Nobody would move over for me to sit, and I was really shy, awkward, didn't know anybody. And the bus driver tells my mom, she's gotta sit, and my mom's like, why don't you sit? And I'm like, nobody would let me sit with them, and it kind of started there. I was very chubby as a child, and very shy and quiet, and then dressing a little differently, so just kind of stuck out. I didn't have my first real friend until probably about 6th grade. I experienced bullying through school, and I know that it's a horrible thing to experience, but at the same time, I feel like it made me who I am today. I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't keep people in my life who I believe are toxic, and I think my biggest thing with bullying and being bullied is the way I'm raising my children. My big thing is, were you kind today? Were you nice to someone? If you saw someone sitting on the buddy bench, did you sit down and talk to them? Were you a good person today? That's how I'm raising my children, because I don't want them to ever bully anyone.
So when I was in high school, I had to wear a uniform, and we had these white shirts and tan skirts, and the beginning of second period one day, my freshman year, I spilled all over myself. People were kind of laughing, and without saying anything, this girl got up and then she came over to me and said, come with me. And no one really had extra clothes in their lockers because it was a uniform, but she ended up having an extra skirt and an extra polo, so she let me borrow it for the day and didn't make fun of me, and it was just really nice to see. Kids were laughing, and she just got up and came over to me right away, and it's something I still remember all this time later, so it's cool.
So when I was in 6th grade, a few of my friends were walking in front of my school, and one of my buddies saw this kid walking. He went up and shoved him and said, hey, new kid, and shoved him again. You're not so tough, new kid. And the kid just walked by me. And I knew at the time I should have said something to my friend and should have done something, but I didn't. My friend Tim, his name, he was fine afterwards. He ended up being a teammate of mine, good linebacker, but I didn't do anything when this all happened. And that's something that I still think about once in a while, why did I not step in and do something? I think it was my 20-year class reunion. I talked to Tim about it. I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry about what happened in 6th grade. It's kind of weird. He's like, nah, it's no big deal. But he remembered. I just kind of apologized. Not that he needed me to. But I guess the moral of the story is, if you see something going on that's not right, with somebody not being treated well, do something about it. If you can't do anything about it or don't feel comfortable doing something about it, tell somebody that can do something about it.
When I moved to a new school when I started 8th grade. There was a rumor going around my school that I was gay, and I was just constantly harassed. I was called names, people put letters in my locker, people started making fun of the way I looked, the clothes I wore, everything that I did was scrutinized. At one point, at the end of the year, I won some award in school, and we had an assembly in the gym, and they kind of announced my name, and I went up to get the little award, and everyone just started chanting like a horrible slur. And it probably wasn't my entire 8th grade class, but it felt like it. And I ended up changing schools. It got so bad. I was very hesitant to make friends with people because I wasn't sure if they would turn on me too. And it really took me until I got to my senior year in high school before I met a group of people. But they showed a lot of kindness toward me, and that was really helpful because I felt like there were people out there that would be kind to me, but it took me a while to get over that. It was extremely painful. I withdrew from my family. I got really depressed. One of the things that I was really lucky with, though, is that there was no social media. So when I left school, I could go in my room and close the door and I could escape it. I can't comprehend how difficult it would be to go through something like that today.
I went to Muskego High School, and I was going from a small private school to a big school, and I was very, very nervous. I didn't really know anyone. And as those first few days passed, I remember walking through the hallways alone. I remember going to lunch specifically and sitting at a table by myself, hoping that someone was going to talk to me or I would have the opportunity to talk to someone. But I specifically remember that day, sitting at the table, someone came over to me and said, "Hey, would you like to come eat lunch with us?" And I don't remember the conversation we had or anything other than the sense of relief that someone had come over and talked to me. And while those people didn't become lifelong friends of mine, it opened me up and got me feeling confident that everything was going to go well for the next 4 years.
High school is just one chapter in many, many chapters you have, and sometimes it seems overwhelming. Friends and family, the people who really care about you, worry about maintaining relationships with them. The people who are bullying you, it's not worth wasting your time even being upset about it. They've got their issues too. Everybody has something going on. Seek comfort with friends and family, and if you're really being bullied, let someone know. Nobody should have to be bullied. You should be able to go to school every day and be happy and enjoy your education and life.
For people that are struggling with something similar to this, I would say that it's not as hopeless as it seems. There are people that care about you, and you might not always be aware of it. The other thing that I would say is that it's going to get easier. It seems like when you're in high school that it'll never end, but there's another side and there's things to look forward to.
We can all relate to these stories, and we have the power to change our behavior and make our school a kind and inclusive community.
Clubs and classes have created many opportunities for you to get involved. Look for messages of kindness around the school prepared by SAD.
The LMC will be featuring books with positive messages of stories overcoming obstacles.
Site Club will be passing lists with acts of kindness. If you get a list, do one of the acts and pass it on. In the end, they come back to Mr. Bellin, and we'll be able to see how far the lists have traveled. On Wednesday, we should all wear blue to support anti-bullying efforts.
And remember, step up, not back. Be kind, Franklin.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you next week.